Hello, my name is Jeff Hayek. I'm the owner and founder of Action Continuous Improvement, and I'm here with another frequently asked question that I get in how to implement Lean properly. And today's question is kind of a sensitive one. This question relates to how you track metrics without becoming personally identifiable. So we're talking about how to track quality metrics, and should you track individual employees when you're tracking those quality metrics. So the first question I ask when somebody talks to me about how to track individual employees, I ask why they want to do that. And you get a range of answers sometimes, but generally there's two tracks. And one is to be able to personally hold people accountable, and the other one is to improve quality. Now, if you're trying to improve quality, you probably don't need to track individual employees. If you're trying to do it for disciplinary or development reasons, you probably don't need to track the individual performance of the person in terms of quality like that. There's other ways to manage a person. So that's a whole different topic than what I want to talk about here. But on the quality side, what you'll find is when you track quality metrics, you often can extract personally identifiable data, but you shouldn't do that unless there's a specific need for it. So now when somebody does ask me about trying to track individually identifiable metrics for a person, for a specific person, there's really three underlying assumptions that they're making. Assumption one is that there's a good process in place. Assumption two is that the person is trained on that process. And assumption three is that they're not following it. So I'd challenge those assumptions to start with. And by that, I mean, I'd ask them before they go and try and track a person individually, do you have a good process in place? And is it something that everybody's having trouble with, or is it only one person specifically? The second question I'd ask them is to show me how that person was properly trained up and have them demonstrate the process to me so that I can tell that they're doing the process the right way. And that kind of ties into the third one, is the person following the process regularly, or is there some reason that they're not following the process? So if you can go through and say all those three assumptions are correct and that the person is not following the process that they're trained on that does work for other people, then you might have a valid reason to start thinking about how to shift from tracking the process and going towards the individual, making sure that they're doing things the right way. At this point, you're no longer in a really kind of a lean focus. You're kind of more on the discipline side. If you have a process in place that's good and the person refuses to follow it, that's not something that's really, it's a separate management issue. It's not quite a lean issue about metrics. So I'd make sure that your assumptions are correct and that the person is not following the process, or that they are following the process and they're not able to get good results. And then I start saying, why is that happening? So you have to look and say, if they are following the process and they're still getting bad results compared to other people, you look for the root cause and the underlying situation there. And sometimes you do have to track data to understand that. So in those situations, yeah, it's okay to track the data and make it personally identifiable. But I generally don't like to see personally identifiable data posted. Sometimes it's hard if there's only one person doing a process and you still want to post the data. In that situation, it's easy to tell who did the work. But if there's a group, I wouldn't single out a single person. You'll have the data in the background as a leader, and you can take a look at it and start looking at it from a training perspective if there is a specific problem. But really what you're looking for is whether the process itself is good in your lean side of things. That if you got a good process and some people aren't doing it, like I said, you got to take it a different way. But if your process is ineffective and people are getting poor results off of it, you got to go and look at the process and figure out how to improve that. And again, that doesn't necessarily need individual tracking. So what I would say when people ask me how to track individuals is I say, like I said, challenge the assumptions first that you need it. If you go through all those assumptions and deal with those underlying issues and you're still having a problem with individual, you have to take a different tack on it. So I generally don't think there's a real need to track individual performance in lean metrics. So that's the answer here. Kind of a rambling answer. Hopefully I got the point across though. If people feel that they're being personally attacked by lean, they're going to be resistant to it. If they feel lean is really about making the operation better and that they're going to be given a fair shake and they're going to be given the right tools to be successful, they're going to be a lot more involved in making it work. So there's your answer. This is Jeff Hayek from Action Continuous Improvement, signing out.